after this.
When you can look back 10, 20, even 30 years at the history of our community, well, that experience helps us put our stories into perspective.
Experience means not wasting my viewers' time. It means telling the audience stories that serve their interests, needs, and concerns.
Experience means having seen these storms before. Weather repeats. It's just like history. They have storm tracks and patterns, and the first time they'll fool you, but the next 10 times you'll be able to nail them. Here's how the pattern's going to look over the weekend. The storm system will depart our region on Saturday, but the circulation behind it pushing the jet stream down a little bit out of whack, so we will see cooler than normal temperatures pushing through the Midwest, while we see the hot temperatures bubbling up in the areas in the Intermountain West. Let's put it into some numbers. Overnight, any showers that are left over will quickly dissipate. Temperatures getting into the 50s along the range, 60 or thereabouts in the Twin Ports. For tomorrow, nice day. North to northwesterly winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. Highs mid to upper 70s, could be a few lower 80s, but less humidity than we had today, which will in general make it quite comfortable. Looking ahead, showers and thunderstorms will be pretty persistent Friday into Friday night, then linger Saturday and Sunday. Biggest news will be readings up to 20 degrees colder than they have been over the last couple of days, but it's not a return to our cold spring. I don't think the chilliness is going to last. Barbara.
Thanks very much, George. Yep. Coming up next, we'll show you if the Twins were able to continue their winning streak, and we'll show you if the Huskies had better luck at home than they've had on the road. Mark's in next with sports.
It's our passion,
our mission,
our commitment,
our pledge,
our promise.
BC6.
Be first in the know with News Center Notifier. Get breaking news, severe weather warnings, and school closings. Plus, daily news and weather updates sent directly to your cell phone or email inbox. Log on to northlandsnewscenter.com to find out more. News Center Notifier. Just one more way the Northlands News Center gives you more.
Your Northland Sports Report starts now with Tom Hansen.
Tom Hansen is off this evening. Mark Lang's filling in. Welcome. So you were watching the Twins up to the last minute, and they're ahead.
I was watching as late as I possibly could. They're up right now. With 7 straight wins, the Minnesota Twins are the hottest team in baseball after sweeps of Arizona and Washington. The Twins look to keep their interleague roll going against the Padres tonight on the West Coast. There's a late start out there in San Diego.
Tough play.
Padres got going early, though. Scott Hairston with a double down the left field line. Michael Barrett would come in to score to give the Padres a 3-0 lead in the second inning, but the Twins, not to be outdone, Joe Mauer doubled deep to left field. Carlos Gomez and Alexi Casilla would come around to score, tying it up at 3 in the third inning. Jump to the top of the fourth, same score. Brendan Harris is going to change all of that. 5-3, Harris gives the Twins a 2-run lead, and that's where we stand, 5-3 Twins in the fifth. The Brew Crew looking for a sweep today against the Atlanta Braves.
That's off.
Ricky Weeks doubles to left here. Mike Rivera would come around to score to give the Brewers a 2-0 lead. He was safe, trust me on that one. Pick it up in the bottom of the third now. Kelly Johnson doubles to deep right field. This one will get off the wall. Jorge Campillo and Gregor Blanco would score for the Braves. Game tied at 2. One more time, Gregor Blanco singles to right under the glove of Weeks. Brandon Jones scores, giving the Braves a 3-2 lead, and the Brewers fall 4-2, your final score. Northwoods League, the Huskies taking on Lacrosse, looking for the split. Offense is hard to come by for the Huskies. Andrew Durden hits a home run. Maybe not. They're going to call it back, and the game stays 1-0. Lacrosse in second. Lacrosse, that's a grand slam right there. Corey Vaughn with the grand slam home run to give the Loggers a 5-0 lead. They would hang on for the 12-3 victory. The Women's U.S. Open starts tomorrow at Interlaken in Edina. Among the field will be one of the all-time greats of women's golf, Annika Sorenstam. This will be her last U.S. Open, as Sorenstam will retire at the end of this season.
I think the setup is superb, and it's a true test. Again, I mean, I don't know if it really favors long hitters, but I would say it favors smart players.
The 2008 dirt track season is in full swing, and every track has unique sights and sounds. Most unique may be the track announcers themselves. Freddie Frand has been an announcer in the Northland for over 30 years. That's this week's In the Pit.
When you go to a racetrack, there are certain constants that you can always rely on. Whether it's that familiar roar of the engines or the dirt and mud being thrown into the crowd. If you're at the Grand Rapids or Hibbing tracks, one sound you expect to hear is the voice of track announcer Freddie Frand. Frand is something of a legend in local racing, and that's something that comes with experience.
Oh, I've been here at the Grand Rapids Speedway for 30 years off and on, and then at the Grand Hibbing Speedway for way over 30 years, and I quit Proctor 3 years ago. I had 32 years in there when I let that one go, so I've been around for a while.
Freddie has been around at a number of tracks for a number of years, and Freddie has been coming here as long as I've been coming here, at least 20 years. Freddie brings a lot of experience and a lot of know-how of the drivers, the families of the drivers, and people expect to hear Freddie on the loudspeaker, so he is definitely an asset to our track. We really enjoy Freddie. Does a great job, always here, and always in a good mood.
Everyone enjoys a Frand-announced race, maybe the drivers most of all.
Freddie Frand is just tremendous. He's been announcing since I was a kid. He's the only announcer I ever remember, and I don't think there's anybody better than him anywhere. He's personable. He really loves what he does. He doesn't do it for the money, certainly, and I think he enjoys this racing as much as anybody out here.
I'm Mark Lang for In the Pit.
And finally, it's Wednesday, which of course means it's time to check out another Fishing with Friends photo. This one comes from Terrace Lenzik of Duluth. He caught this 30-inch walleye in Canada on Lac des Mille Lacs last weekend. Quite a good-looking fish.
Yeah, that's a big fish. Of course, now if you have a big catch like that and you'd like to show it off on the air, send it to us at fishingwithfriends@northlandsnewscenter.com. And Terrace, nice catch. We'll be right back.
No other TV station in the Northland gives you an hour and a half of local news in the evening. Starting at 5 on NBC6, get your first look at all the day's big stories.
Then at 5:30 on CBS 3, we'll have continuing coverage of the day's events, and we'll bring you more stories that will impact you, your family, and your community.
And at 6 on NBC6, we'll have the latest developments and more breaking news as it happens.
An hour and a half of local evening news. That's just one of the ways the Northlands News Center gives you more.
Experience.
Near perfect day tomorrow, huh?
I think so. Well, I'm not in the business of guarantees. That is merely begging for karma to get you upside the head. But I do think tomorrow's going to be a fine day. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. We'll have a pleasant little breeze out of the northwest. As long as the breeze stays strong, none of the lake air will get into the downtown area, so all the tourists will be happy, not be surprised by our cool conditions. There is a chance, at least, of some clouds showing up late in the day. Could be some showers and thunderstorms overnight, and especially during the day on Friday. Then Saturday and Sunday, significantly cooler than it has been, with some lingering showers. I don't believe it is going to be a Build-N-Arc weekend, but perhaps not a Chamber of Commerce weekend either.
All right, thanks, George.
Yep.
And that's our show for tonight. The Tonight Show's next. Remember, you can see the news anytime, anywhere on northlandsnewscenter.com. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.
You're watching My 9, KBJR Digital Channel 6.2.